Hi guys, I'm Mike.
And I'm Ash.
And this is F1 Fanatics. Welcome back to another race preview, and sadly it is the last one of 2019.
I said that last time we recorded this video.
Yeah, for you guys watching, this is your first time watching. This is actually our second time recording this because somebody forgot to turn the mic. That was me. I forgot to turn the mic on, so we're repeating. I'm sure it'll be just as good second time round.
Maybe, we never know.
We've practiced now. But anyway, last race preview of the season in Abu Dhabi. Nothing really major to play for. Where has the season gone? But
flown by.
It has.
But before we know it, 2020, and you never know, might have 3 teams challenging for a title.
Fingers crossed. But we are now going to be previewing this year's race of Abu Dhabi. The major things are not to be played for anymore in terms of Constructors and Drivers' Championship, but there's certainly still a lot on the cards. So as usual in our race preview, we will have the stats on the track, Mike's amateur lap, a very brief look at 2018's race before looking ahead to this year's race with our ones to watch, Rookie of the Weekend, general thoughts, and of course our 3 bold predictions where we go completely mental.
Yeah.
I think we summed that up well.
Pretty much.
Should we get on with it? Yeah, God, yeah. Unbelievable. You're wasting the time. Right, stats. I mean, I start. Right, brilliant. 2009 was the first race here in Abu Dhabi. It is a 55 lap race. It is a 5.554 kilometre track, and the lap record is a 140 point something. And it was set by Sebastian Vettel. 279.
279.
Look at that, just almost like you saw it on the computer screen or something.
Maybe.
Sebastian Vettel, and I believe that was set last year.
It probably was. So, fun stats from me. So, 2006 was the year when it was decided we will be going to Abu Dhabi. 2007, the track was actually started construction. The track didn't start construction, but yeah, see, even practicing, we messed things up. 2009, as you said, was the first year that the race was held there. And do you know who won that race?
I do. It was Jenson Button.
No, it wasn't. It was Sebastian Vettel.
No, I've done this again.
Yeah.
Jenson Button.
No, Mark Webber came second. You're jumping in there. It's double Red Bull podium. And guess who came third?
Rubens Barrichello.
No, this one was Jenson Button. In the year he won his World Championship with Brawn.
See, you know, 2009 is just Brawn to me. And Abu Dhabi's gone a bit all over the place on the calendar, so I struggled to go. I knew Red Bull showed signs of being a dominant team.
It was funnier the first time when he didn't know the answers. But anyway.
It was Jenson Button.
It was always Jenson Button, wasn't it? Anyway, the 2 best places that you can go when you are at Yas Marina. 1, the hotel. Nice bridge. Have a look over the track.
And it
changes colours.
Yeah, very nice, very pretty.
It's meant to look like a whale, just so you know.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, that's
I like the fact I went a bit artistic with my hands there. I don't know.
I mean, I think your of a whale is about as much as how it looks like a whale in real life.
Yeah. And also, if you are wanting to spend some time in between the race, qualifying, everything that's going on over the weekend, where can you head?
You can head to Ferrari World.
That's the one. Knew you'd remember.
Because it's Ferrari. And Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc. Well, yeah, that would be the main one. And Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc will be there on roller coaster, front row seats together, having team bonding session
after
the Brazil Grand Prix. But they'll find a way.
Maybe.
Anyway, that is the stats of the track. I enjoyed those. They were good stats.
Yeah.
Fun one, Abu Dhabi. I know it gets a lot of stick in terms of its track layout, but there are some fun things at Abu Dhabi.
Ferrari World.
Just avoid the race. Go to Ferrari World.
We're not sponsored in any way. No, we're not actually.
No,
I said that as if we were.
Yeah, we're genuinely not. I mean, if Ferrari do want to sponsor us,
by all means.
Sure, why not? We'll accept it. We'll sit down and have a chat, conversation. Right, we should probably go on with the rest of the preview. Yep. Mike's amateur lap, the last one of this season, and we are going to go for the Williams because in the first time round of recording this, Ashley said it'll be your last chance to record in a truly terrible Williams car because it'll be better next year. Yeah. I mean, fingers crossed for Williams it'll be better next year. And also a final goodbye to Robert Kubica. And plug in a video here. We did a collaboration earlier in the week with Raz on F1. I'll leave a description to that video below.
Not description. It'll be the link.
The link to the description. Did I say description to the link?
No, you said you're going to leave a description of that video below. You're not. You're going to leave the link in the description below. See, anyone would think I knew what I was talking about.
Well, it might be more funny if I leave a description of the video.
Well,
No, basically, we discussed whether Robert Kubica's return to F1 was a success. It was a great video with Raz, so make sure you go and check that video out. But for now, here is your amateur lap. Hi guys, and welcome back to another Mike's Amateur Lap and the last one of 2019. We are here at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix at the Yas Marina circuit. Here we go in our running into turn 1, and it's quite short running into turn 1, quite tight to kind of keep everything together before we come to the sweeping corners of 2, 3 and 4. I've kept the racing line on today because it's generally a better line than what I take, and as you can see I generally go off it as well. But here's the first tight corners of 5, 6 before coming into the hairpin of 7. Want to get nice and close to the apex, which I do not do, because getting a good traction on this exit, obviously coming into the first DRS zone, is really important and be really important for the overtaking. So yes, here we are, first overtaking zone, and this is where Roman Grosjean and Nico Hülkenberg were running side by side, going into turn 8, fighting there, before making contact in turn 9 where Nico flipped into the wall, and then sweeping round turn 10 into the second DRS zone. And that section of corners is mirrored very much by 11, 12 and 13 just coming up here, but 11, 12 and 13 aren't quite as tight, locking up into that, oops, and then, but it is quite a nice section of corners. You feel good once you nail it together. Coming out of turn 14 there, into the big sweeping flat out corner of turn 15, 16. Getting the braking point here is very important, unlike what I did locking up. And then a sweeping section through the hotel section. You can be nice and easy on the throttle there. And then coming into the final section, we have turn 20. And then can I end the last Mike's Amateur Lap on a high? No, I can't. I run wide. Oh god. But there you go, guys. There's another Mike's Amateur Lap. Enjoy the rest of the preview. And there you go, guys. There is the last Mike's Amateur Lap of 2019. I have not done it at this stage, so it could be good. I mean, I'm going to say it's good, because what better way to see a track than a virtual lap?
Yeah, in an F2 car.
Well, I mean, I could do F2.
You could, yeah. Anyway.
But we're going to go F1.
Let's get back on track.
We're F1 fanatics.
Yeah, let's get back on track.
We're back on track. This one's going terrible off track. Right. It's almost like we've done it before. We are now moving on to our quick recap of 2018, and what is the first thing that comes to mind, Ash?
Hülkenberg rolling, 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 and hanging upside down like a cow. His words, not mine.
I mean, yeah, I was going to say, very cruel of you, Nico Hülkenberg. And, well, you could kind of say that the most likely seat for Nico Hülkenberg was the Haas, and ironically that clash was with Roman Grosjean, who spun his F1 career into the wall. Yes. No. But Nico will be obviously hanging around for a bit. Next one up from that race would be Marcus Ericsson's last race.
Kimi Räikkönen's last race for Ferrari.
And Fernando Alonso's last race within F1. There were lots of lasts there. Spinning donuts on the finish line with Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, we said that Räikkönen was missing out on that one.
Yeah, and we said it's probably because he retired.
Yeah.
And his car was broken and couldn't get there to do donuts. Oh well.
Once again, a lot more natural when we first did it.
It was. But Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel probably had more to say about Alonso than Kimi. He probably would have just said, good driver. That would have been it.
Problem.
Oh, actually the radio message from Kimi was very funny. He was like, what's happening? No power. He sounded very distressed.
Yeah, but he always sounds like that in the car.
He does, he does.
Anyway.
Next point.
Hamilton won.
He did.
Yeah.
And his teammate, Valtteri Bottas, was terrible.
There we go. And that, I think, sums it up.
I think it does. But there was Stoffel defending. That was a good bit. That was really good on-track action. If you haven't seen the highlights of that, it's worth just watching the highlights for that battle, because it was a three-way fight between the Force India of Ocon, Haas of Roman Grosjean, and the McLaren of Stoffel Van Dorn. It was good. Watch that. But there's the 2018 race wrapped up for you guys.
Definitely.
And now we look ahead to the 2019 race and our ones to watch. Nash, who is your ones to watch constructor?
Toro Rosso. So he's gonna go for introduce them again.
Okay, well, I wasn't sure.
Really?
And now we look ahead to this year's race, and we're going to start off with our ones to watch. And Ashley, ones to watch constructor, let's go.
It's going to be Toro Rosso. They're going to try and build on the podium of Pierre Gasly. They're going to be looking to chase Renault for 5th. Don't think they're going to do it, but it'll be good to see the battle there.
And for me, my constructor is going to be Red Bull. Just because I think they're going to make a real statement. They've been improving the last couple of races. And Max Verstappen and Alexander Albon will be hungry after obviously missing out on his maiden podium last race to really dominate. I think Mercedes probably maybe slightly off, and Ferrari will be Ferrari. So yeah, my ones to watch is the Red Bull of Max Verstappen and Alex Albon. I think they will have a good race and be looking to make a statement for 2020.
I think that works.
Yeah, and your driver to watch in the race?
George Russell. I'm getting in there early with the predictions. He will get into Q2. I've said it now for so many weeks. He's got to do it for me just for this one. And also points finish. See it happening.
Yeah,
I've sort of just want to put another bold prediction in, really. But, you know.
I mean, you've been saying for weeks now, so I'd be a little bit disappointed if the last race of the season you strayed away from George.
Yeah, and, you know, if he does get his points finish, every driver gets a point this season. Really nice.
Yeah.
Just like a friendly way to finish the season.
No, it would be a nice friendly way to finish the season.
Yeah, let him have points. Just let him.
Well, you've got to have him earn it, surely.
In a Williams, that he's going to have to overtake 9 cars, even if they're letting him past, he's going to struggle.
That's very true. And my ones to watch is Checo Perez, just because obviously Carlos Sainz over the whole season has definitely been the driver of the midfield this year, but for the driver of the midfield in the second half of the season alone, for me in the Racing Point, obviously struggled and hadn't really got the development right with Lawrence Stroll coming in and saving the team at the back end of last year. We've really seen it come into fruition this year. Another shameless plug. Our video that we had on our channel with Raz was a collaboration debating whether Racing Point can compete at the top of F1 in the future. And so that was an interesting one. Make sure you go and check out that video. I will leave a link to that one in the description below.
Got it right this time.
I got it right this time.
There we
We
go.
go there. But Checo has, if he gets a points finish in Abu Dhabi, would have scored a point in every single race in the second half of the season, bar Singapore, which wasn't his fault. It was an engine problem, and he was competing for points at that point as well. So it'd be very impressive. So I'm looking for that. I think Racing Point and Checo Perez are one to watch.
Definitely.
And now we move on to our Rookie of the Weekend. And Ash, do you want to go with your Rookie of the Weekend first?
George Russell.
I mean, that was predictable.
I've literally just said that he's going to have a points finish and get into Q2 in the Williams. He has to earn.
I mean, yeah, we could have probably just avoided that question, just assumed.
Yeah. We've said that he has to do something extraordinary to become Rookie of the Weekend. That's extraordinary. So
This weekend, we're going to back the underdogs. Ash is going for George Russell, and that means the only other underdog rookie there is Antonio Giovinazzi, fresh off that 5th place finish that he got in Brazil last week. He's going to have another fantastic race.
and go one better.
And go 4th. Maybe.
Maybe not.
But he's going to have a good race. That's what I'm going to predict for Antonio Giovinazzi. Come on the underdogs this weekend. And now probably just general thoughts. What general thoughts of the race? What we might be expecting?
I think the main thing that we got to be talking about is best of the rest in the Drivers' Championship.
6th place up for grabs.
It is. I think Carlos Sainz is going to do it. Most likely to. Alexander Albon, unfortunately, because of not being able to get the podium.
Or a points finish.
Yeah. Wasn't his fault though, so, you know, can't be too harsh on him. But if he'd managed that, then I'd say he was probably in the box seat for getting it. But Carlos Sainz is definitely there now.
And just for kind of competing stake, and just so we're not boring, although it's not an F1 play prediction, that would have been out earlier today, Pierre Gasly I'm going to back to see it with his fantastic charge of the second half of the season. Brilliant podium, second place out last week. He's going to have another fantastic race and finish the season in Abu Dhabi. You said Toro Rosso, one to watch.
Definitely.
And for me, Merc are probably going to be off the pace, but I wouldn't be surprised if one or two of them still manage to get on the podium, just because of the pure fact that Ferrari will be Ferrari. So, in fact, I could very much see a Charles Leclerc pole here. And he hasn't got one in a while, has he? So I could see Charles Leclerc on pole here in Brazil. Abu Dhabi. Brazil was last week. Oh, you know, it was the best race of the season. Take me back to Brazil. I want another race as good as Brazil. And then something will happen with Ferrari and...
They'll end up on the roller coaster.
And then Red Bull, backing Max Verstappen, maybe Alexander Albon, but likely, if it's just Max Verstappen, it's very likely that it will be both Mercs on the podium as well. We covered midfield there. Yeah, I reckon overall Renault will do enough to kind of get their fifth. Will there be a points finish for Nico Hulkenberg in his last race, at least for the meantime, in Formula 1?
Yeah, there should be. I don't really see there being too many surprises in terms of points positions. But then again, we didn't think there would be in Brazil either. So.
No. And obviously Brazil threw up a little bit of a curveball where Alfa and Haas had been so far off the pace, although Haas were still off the pace in terms of race, although closer than they have been, obviously been 11th and just one place off. Alfa Romeo obviously getting a double points finish with Toro Rosso. I mean, I said this with Stephen in the F1 Fantasy Weekly. I went, if you'd put a bet on before the race, you certainly would have gone Toro Rosso and Alfa. Yeah, they're the only two teams who are going to get a double points finish. But it happened.
Exactly.
So I think the midfield battle might be really interesting again, because I think it's a statement race for 2020. That's what I feel this is.
Yeah, but there's also the fact that the last one of the season, not too much to play for. It could end up going the other way, which Abu Dhabi in recent years has.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's lift the mood.
I was being positive there.
No, but we're going to lift the mood.
Okay, all right.
We are going to lift the mood.
What? How are we doing that?
Bold predictions.
Bold predictions time.
Let's lift the mood. Get straight in there with them. Go on.
Kimi Raikkonen on the podium. They narrowly missed out on their first podium for Alfa Romeo in 50 years, but this race, Kimi, the, Iceman, is going to secure, with an ice-cold performance in Abu Dhabi, a podium. And joining him on that podium for my second bold prediction is going to be the farewell drivers of Nico Hulkenberg and Robert Kubica, and then Kimi will join it. Put them in any order you want. I won't be that bold. Nah, Kimi's winning. I've got to stay true to Kimi.
Okay.
And then my third one is a solid pole position from Roman Grosjean, because it's a safe bet, but I'm going to go with it.
Okay. Time for mine then. So, number one for me, I am going to go with 4 out of the 6 top drivers, so being the Merc, Red Bull and Ferrari teams, to retire.
Didn't fancy it.
No. They give up.
They wanted to go on holiday early.
Yeah. For that one, you can pick any of the 4 you want, but the next one sort of rules one of them out. So second, we are going to have a podium consisting of Alexander Albon, Lando Norris and George Russell.
The F2s.
Yeah, they're going to make it. And then my third one, George Russell into Q2 and Williams having a double points finish.
Sensational.
Exactly.
What a comeback by Williams, and what an end to the season. 2020 really is exciting.
1 minute. If George Russell was to finish on the podium, so even if he was third, it's 15 points. Where would that put him in the Drivers' Championship?
Ahead of Roman Grosjean.
Look at this. Oh, look, it's going to be a great weekend.
Yeah, they're the bold predictions. We've played it safe this week.
Definitely.
Last one of the season, we've definitely played it safe.
We want to get something right.
Yeah, definitely. they're not really controversial. But if you want to get involved in the bold predictions, because like always with our previews, they start off quite sensible and maybe you might even find them useful at times and then descend into utter carnage that you've just witnessed there. And but hopefully it's quite a fun way to end a video. You guys, comment down below with those. Comment down below your ones to watch from the weekend and your rookie of the weekend, and any other general thoughts going into the last race season. Are you sad the season's almost over? Let us know below. We will be there to kind of share and shoulder the pain with you that's there. But we've got one last race to enjoy, so let's hope it's a good one.
Exactly.
If you liked it, give it a thumbs up.
Make sure to press the subscribe. You were going to introduce it there. Make sure to press the subscribe button.
He's so keen.
On
Subscribe.
there. We're going to press the subscribe button because then you're going to see all of the fantastic videos that we've got planned for the off season, and some of them quite funny. Hopefully, maybe.
I mean, we can't ever predict what will be funny.
No, but we're going to try. So, you know, you might want to see those. And if you press the bell icon, you'll get a notification when one of our videos goes live. So for the rest of this season, this weekend only, you'll be able to see our race weekend coverage. But you'll also get a notification when those videos that we're talking about for the Christmas, winter period, that bit, go live.
The dark days. We don't talk about them. Winter is coming.
No, you've gone too far back.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm still plugging it. Right, and talking about plugs, I will say it again. Now, I did mention it earlier in the video, and we did do a collaboration with Raz on F1. Always great getting together and chatting with other YouTubers about F1. And yeah, a fantastic talk about Raz thing. Like I said, our video on our channel, make sure you go and check it out, is the one on can Racing Point be contenders in the future. And also on Raz's channel, it was Kubica's return a success? But yeah, great videos. Love having Raz on. Make sure if you haven't already, go and check him out and subscribe to his channel. But for now, you F1 fans, keep racing.